Welcome to tonight's review of the Grill on 3rd. So what do you give the potato rounds?
I think I'd give them an 8 out of 10. They were really good, a little bit soft. That would be my only complaint. I think I would have enjoyed them more if they had just a bit more crunch, but overall, definitely solid 8.
Okay, moving on, what about the crab cakes?
Crab cakes were amazing. Nice and crisp on the bottom, soft in the middle, and the sauce was very memorable. So I would recommend those as well.
All right, so now that we've got the starters out of the way, what did you give your New York strip?
New York strip was definitely an 8. It was a little bit tough at the start, but the more I worked through it, towards the other end of the steak, it was very moist, very tender, and really enjoyed it.
And in addition to your steak, you had sauteed mushrooms. What would you give that?
The mushrooms had a great flavor, delicious. Definitely would recommend those as well, and I'd give them an 8 out of 10.
All right, so a meal's not quite complete without dessert. What would you give tonight's limoncello?
So after that amazing dinner, we were stuffed, and that limoncello was light and fluffy, and really the perfect finish for an amazing meal. So I would give it a 10. All right, Josh, here we go. We're at the Grill on 3rd. We're going to talk about how you felt about our appetizers. So what do you think about the potatoes?
The potato rounds, I'm a pretty big fan. I would say I would give them an 8. If I remember correctly, the last time I was here, I believe that there was some sort of maybe sour cream style sauce. I don't remember that we had that tonight. I don't think that, unless it was part of on the plate, I don't remember that we had that. So I would say a sauce would have made it better, but an 8 out of 10.
Okay. How about the crab cakes?
Crab cakes, for being in Huntington, West Virginia, and not anywhere near an ocean to where they're easy to access, 8 out of 10. There's a good amount of crab meat. It wasn't a bunch of filler, so give it an 8 out of 10.
All right, so moving on to our main course, how'd you feel about the filet?
The filet was very well temped, so I asked for medium well, and that's what I got. The doneness was right. It's very juicy. I did like the sauce. It was similar to I would say like a thinned out or reduction version of an A1 sauce. I didn't use much of it. I actually knocked over the container, so I really didn't have that available, but it didn't really need a sauce. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay. And how about your mac and cheese?
The mac and cheese was on fire, literally. I think I still am trying to recover right now. I could probably eat some ice for the rest of the evening to kind of cool the situation down. All that being very cheesy. The noodles were done well. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10.
And moving on to the dessert menu, how did you feel about closing out the meal with the desserts?
The chocolate mousse for me was pretty good. I didn't know that it was going to have like some sort of raspberry reduction or some sort of extra raspberry sauce in it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. If you left that out and had maybe a little bit more chocolate flavor, it would be probably a 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10. But 8 out of 10 the way that it was.
Oh.